Hello there, everyone, and welcome to a new series. Oh my goodness. It's a new series. What series is it? You can tell by the thumbnail and the title of the video. It's a hardcore series. And I know that you're asking, P-Porp, are you really just going to start with iron armor and sword and a diamond sword and just not let us know what's happening? Of course not. I'm going to tell you what happened in my first few hours of playing, and then we'll be updated to where we are now. So let's go and see what I did in my first few days of the hardcore series. And here we are at the world creation screen, where I named my world and I made it sure that you could definitely see me putting it on hardcore mode. I promise you. I'll be using some quality of life data packs like the anti-enderman grief, double shulker shells, dragon drops, mob heads, and the mini blocks that will be sold by wandering traders. I load up the new world and spawn in just a regular forest. And you can bet what I do first, right? You know what everybody does when they first load up a new Minecraft world? You're wrong. I picked up some flowers for some reason, and then I started punching trees, because that's actually how you're meant to do it. I then use that wood to make a crafting bench and some sticks, and I use that to make our first tools. The most important tool, in my opinion, which is the axe, and also a sword, so I could defend myself. I then gather up some more wood for the future, just, in case, and then decide to go and explore so I could go find some more resources. But instead, I make a boat, so I can easily transport myself across this river in front of us. But instead of going across that river, I got distracted by a cave, which I decided to go and explore. And in said cave was just a tad bit dark for me, so I politely decided to escape. And then I found my first coal ore, which is very exciting. So I went immediately onto making a stone pickaxe, so I could go and mine that. And once that was done, all that coal was mined, I decided to instantly make some sticks and therefore make some torches, which we will be definitely needing for the future. Then I upgraded my tools, made some new ones, and decided to face my fears in the scary cave. I thought the tools would give me a bit more confidence, but the cave was a lot scarier than expected, so I chose to block it off with some cobblestone and respectfully ran away back to the river and got into the boat so I could sail, and the river just turned out to be a lot shorter than I expected, which is a bummer. So I broke my boat and of my own free will, of course, decided to explore on foot. Found this lovely ocean here with the mountains and spruce trees to the left, got my boat back out and decided to go over to the mountains. I took a quick detour to hunt for some delicious fish, as I didn't actually have any food at this point, but then I found my first copper ore, which is very exciting. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be doing with it, but also there was some coal there, which is also good. However, it was getting dark. I did not want to be caught out in the open, so I desperately looked for a place to hide, which just in the end turned out to be a little hole underground like the scaredy cat that I am. So I dug a makeshift bunker for me to be safe in, put a little door on to keep the rapscallions out, and then I made a furnace to help smelt my stuff, and I watched the moon rise from the safety of my little coward hole. But at least I was safe for the night. Seeing as I had no bed yet though, I spent my first night mining down to find some much needed resources like some copper and iron, which is very much required. And I also found another scary cave, which was scary until I went round and lit it up with some torches, but sadly it turned out to be a bit of a dead end, so I was completely safe from any danger. Oh my goodness. I left the cave immediately and calmed down by chopping down some trees, because it was at that point I realized I desperately needed a shield, so I made one, and it looks pretty cool, honestly. I also made an iron pickaxe and some basic armor pieces. I made a chest plate, and I also made a nice pair of leggings, just with the little iron I had, so I could defend myself from random falling creepers apparently. And as you can see, I found some emeralds and some gold too, and also a cave system them hidden behind some of the new deep slate blocks, but there was some lava there which burnt my gold up. How rude! So I took revenge by plugging the hole up. That will teach you to take my precious metals. I went to explore the cave and almost instantly spotted death disguised as a skeleton spawner, so I rushed it to try and light it up, but they spawned some bodyguards, which means I had to make a hasty retreat. They started fighting each other anyways, so I just blocked that way off and tried to work out the best way to approach this situation. And the way I did approach it was just to simply dig around the dungeon, block off the other entrance, and then dig underneath it so I could take care of the spawner directly. However, I didn't end up destroying it, as this was my main factor to help me decide whether I'd be sticking with this location or not, and an XP farm would be absolutely perfect. So I got the goodies from the chest, which wasn't really anything too impressive, just some bones and some horse armor, and then I lit up the room and proceeded to deal with the undead walking xylophones of death. And so I finished cleaning up the sentient piles of bones, lit up the rest of the room just to make sure none else would spawn, and then returned to my base so I could store all of my items in the chest, as I still had everything with me up to that point. So it was nice to feel my pockets lighten and my items secured, and I then made some more iron pickaxes and a sword, so then I could go back to mining. Now, I have heard from a lot of people that diamonds spawn most on Y level 5, so I got to that level and I started, not too sure whether this tip would be helpful in the slightest. Well, that was easy. My first diamonds were promptly collected. There was only 4 there, but I mean, it's not the best, but it was better than none. I celebrated this achievement by having a little diamond dance party on my own in the cave. But I carried on with strip mining and I found my first redstone, which is weird. I don't think I've ever had diamonds before redstone before. And would you know it? I found some more diamonds, but they were guarded by a single slithering silverfish, which I took care of with great haste and ferocity. I then mined the diamonds, and that brought my total up to 10. More silverfish spawned, and I killed them so hard one of them gave me their head, which I wore as a power move, but it honestly just made me look more like a bug-eyed idiot in a silverfish cosplay. So I carried on in my search for diamonds, and I did find some. But at this point, I only had a stone pickaxe, so I just collected the iron and returned back to my Fortress of Solitude so I can make many more iron picks. And I finally had enough iron to complete my armor set, which made me feel a little better, but I still have a few upgrades left until I feel the least bit safe. I also hung the silverfish head on my wall as a keepsake and some, well, needed company. Put the rest of my armor on and I went to hunt for fish. Very badly. Oh my gosh, I can't hit them. This is embarrassing to watch. But when I eventually did kill him, I was rewarded with another head. Another friend to add to my collection. Look at them. Both of them together. And I also went back to go and get those diamonds. After that, I ascended again and just started gathering wood for when I get round to actually building my starter house. But then I went back and tried to strip mine some more, but I kept finding lava pockets everywhere, which was really annoying and hard to deal with, honestly. But then I did eventually find even more diamonds. And if this clip proves anything, it's to always check the area around diamond ores. You just never know if you're missing out on a couple of sneaky diamonds hiding just out of sight. I know I almost did, so I'm really glad that I went searching. And then I used 2 of those diamonds to make me a lovely sword. Look at that face. Look how happy he is. Got a nice sword. What a face that I got there. So I went outside with my new sword to get some seeds so I could grow wheat and have a reliable food source. And I also found some sheep and stole their wool so I could actually make myself a bed. But then I noticed 2 axolotls hunting in the ocean and I knew that I would be taking one of them home with me. So I followed one of them and I got my bucket and you look at him, he's trying to escape, but I caught him. Look at that. Oh, look at him. He's so cute. Look at that face. Oh my goodness, what a precious face. I took him home and I placed him in the safety of a chest. I know that he's going to be very safe and happy in there. I then hoed the land, planted the seeds I had produced on my travels, and then I ended up things by making myself a nice, comfy bed so I could finally sleep the terrifying nights away. And there we have it, everyone. My first few days in the hardcore survival world. That was a lot of time and effort put into that. There was lots of editing. I even wrote a script, which is really weird because usually I'm just doing things off the cuff, if you haven't told by the amount of times I say, but I'm very happy with the start that I have. Got lots of diamonds already, which is great for the first day. I think it's good. I think it's really good. But this is going to be the end of the video. I'm sorry it's a bit of a short one, but as I said, it did take a lot of time. I do want to be getting this out so we can start working on this place, start working, making things look nice, build a house. Everything will be cool. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you want to see more, don't hide behind the shield. Subscribe and leave your comments down. What do you want to see in this hardcore world? What do you want to see me build? What do you want to see me do specific things in it? Just put down in the comments what you think. And hopefully I shall see you in the next episode of Hardcore Survival with Peeporp. And once again, I'm Peeporp. Goodbye. Goodbye.